the short though? Do I need to see on my tiptoes?
That's inevitable. Do you want to be in the middle so it looks like a U?
No, actually, we could just sit on the bar tip. No, because I like this in the background. We look clean, right? All right. Anyways, hopefully they can hear us. What's up? All right, yo. What's going down, Greene Entertainment? Your homie Jay Greene right now with two of my partners right here. We got Anthony. This right here is a comic book aficionado. He knows what the hell he's talking about, okay? And then we got my man Juan right here. Super duper, show him the shirt. Super duper big Flash fan right here. Just got up out of the theater. I can't necessarily formulate my total opinion, but I'm gonna let these cats say what they think about it. Juan, what you think? Anthony, what you think? What's good with it?
I loved it. I loved all the cameos. I loved.
Don't spoil nothing right now.
Okay.
Just keep it vague. Just keep it vague, so we know.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Put the mic up
hang
towards
on a
Juan.
second. So if we can't spoil anything, yeah, go watch it because it's definitely good enough to watch. I probably want to see it 2 more times because there's so much that you want to capture. Man, but if I can't say much.
So check it out. So we know the basic Flash story. This man loses his mom. He's either A, trying to go back in time to fix that situation so his mom don't die, or B, he's trying to figure something out in the past to help out the future to get his dad off. That's basically the whole goddamn story. Now, with all that said, some ish gets flipped upside down. We've all read Flashpoint. We've seen the show. We know what's jumping off. So there's really not any spoilers in that regard. The only spoilers there would be potential cameos and things of this nature. So we won't go into those details and nothing like this, right? But what did you feel about Michael Keaton's Batman and how he played in kind of to what the story was jumping off? What y'all think about that?
Yeah, I mean, inevitably, I think everybody's going to love that. And if you don't love that, you're not the right age range. You're not a real fan.
Hot take.
So I figure a lot of people are actually going to watch the movie because of that versus a lot of real Flash fans out there, which I think there's less of that. So I want to kind of tackle it from a Flash perspective just because I love Flash so much, and especially taking Flashpoint into consideration, and then let's just take the CW TV series, right, where a lot of people have learned a lot about Flash from the TV series, and I feel like this movie absolutely does Flash justice, which is imperative because it's still a Flash movie. But Batman's role is ridiculous. He kind of carries it too, so you got to give the man credit.
What did you think about Michael Keaton's Batman and how that played in?
Well, he said it. You know, he said it. You know, great. I was like, I really can't say much more than I loved it. And
So I agree with both these guys right here, but I'm again gonna say that if you know the Flash kind of like lore and what he's trying to do and Flashpoint, great, right? This definitely takes like elements from that. Mm-hmm. So Michael Keaton's Batman, nostalgic for those of us that grew up in the 80s for sure, right? But at the same time, he plays a great role, and his swag as Batman, his version of Bruce Wayne, Batman, if you will, was actually, to me, a really fun and grim and dark and like legit addition, because we know what the other Batmans are like. They're all freaking dark and brooding and like, you know, just straight serious all the time. But Michael Keaton's Batman was a bit of both. So they kind of brought in, I really did feel kind of like they did like 89 Batman, Batman 2, right? Into this one, the way he is, it makes perfect sense. It fits completely. And I really feel like I was in that world, that Tim Burton world. I love that ish, right?
Yeah, you know, I think to kind of digress on that more. So I actually looked
I digress, I think means to reserve what you're saying. But if we were to say, I would like to expand on that, I'll go there.
So the point is, if you actually, I'll say timeline wise, this gives me the perspective of if Batman is old and Batman would have done 10 more movies and he's coming out of retirement. And so somehow they connected the timeline from 89 to now.
Yo, I just want to say something real quick. This is just general conversation, whatever, thanks for tuning in. But I want to say real quick to your point right here. I'd always wished that, unfortunately Heath Ledger passed away before Dark Knight Rises, but I always wonder, would they straight have done a Dark Knight Returns as opposed to City of Bane, type swag, right? Because that's the route they went. But to Juan's point right now, with an older Batman kind of coming out of retirement, right, which you would imagine that's what's jumping off, what would have been super duper fly is if the DCEU had hit harder than it actually hit and was as successful, let's say, financially successful as like the Marvels movies and whatnot. What would have been dope is if this movie would have flipped some things around, and then for some odd reason, not some odd reason, but for one way or another, in that universe, he's now reinvigorated. And he does come out of retirement, and then we do kind of get a Dark Knight Returns type swag. That could have been dope if the whole entire DCEU was going to continue on and would have been a lot more financially and critic and fan successful. That would have been dope, right? But we can go on for what ifs all the time. Anyways, let's see what else. What about Kara? What y'all think about Kara?
She was bad. She was bad in the context of
Random AMC employee. They stay late. They do their job well.
We appreciate them very much because we love
Alright,
coming
good.
to the
Kara.
movies. So with Kara, obviously the fact that she's a Latina means something to me, and her personality and her swag is something that I didn't expect from a Supergirl. So that part I was impressed with.
What'd you think about it?
I thought she did a good job playing her. She played, like he said, her being Latina. I did also love the fact that Flash's mom was Latina too.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, no, just overall, like I said, I'm a comic book aficionado. Go see it. Go see the movie.
Yeah.
I will say, because I gotta, if I have to, like, when you mention Flash's mom, y'all know I'm big on the development, right? These guys right here are the perfect demographic for these types of movies, these types of events where it's like a big fun tentpole type movie, right? While I did enjoy it, while I would say I want to go see it again, I do suggest you go check it out. Big theater, all that. We did Dolby Digital. Sound was great. Picture was great. Between the little Flash and his mom and stuff, I didn't believe any of that goddamn chemistry at all. I didn't believe that there was a family. It seemed weird. Something about the look of the film when I first saw the trailers was why I wasn't super turned on about it. I was like, oh, it just looks way too polished. I'm tired of these movies that look way too polished. It doesn't look like a real world that's lived in. So the movie looks good, it does, but in moments like that, when I'm not believing the character dynamic and the real chemistry, it just literally seems like one of those like freaking family commercials where it's like, hey, we're gonna sing and dance in the kitchen. Nobody fucking does that, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't buy into it, I didn't believe it whatsoever. Was this a Flash thing? Did his mom sing to him all the time? Okay, so anyways, point is, I
But in
didn't.
the Latin world, she would have. So they did kind of fold that in because she was Latina.
Fair enough. I still didn't believe the chemistry, so something just didn't sit right with me. Then, in the moment when, and I don't know if y'all caught this, but in the moment when the dad's like, Barry, run, go call the police, he just runs out the house and that's it. We never see him again. Where the fuck did he go? Inquiring minds want to know. The post-credit scene, do not wait for the post-credit scene. It's trash. It's nothing that means anything. Not even super, it's not funny really.
No, it's
Would
just
y'all
it's
agree on
awkward.
that?
It's unfortunate. It's a bad way to end a movie. So stop your whatever critiques you're gonna give. They stop as soon as the credits start. So when the post credit comes, don't judge the movie based on that, and don't be so excited for it because I feel like I was kind of crushed because it left me hanging.
Yeah. What do we think about Zod right quick? What do we think about Zod and his little minions and seeing a little bit more of them than we even saw probably in Man of Steel?
Actually, I don't think they really did much. It was a little bit from the Man of Steel movie, but other than that, I didn't think they did, as much as I thought they could have done.
That's a good point. There wasn't much character development there, and being that they were the nemesis that they were, the primary nemesis in the movie, you would think there would have been more character development.
Oh.
So it's more like this movie relied on the fact that everyone else had seen the other movie.
And unfortunately, a lot of people, not as many people that I believe should have. I think that movie's like a damn masterpiece, but they didn't see it. So then the fact that the movie is relying heavily on that because it's the moment that we've seen in the trailer where they're battling Zod and his crew that causes pretty much the rift that then kind of comes to the focal point of everything kind of jumping off. It's like, when you get to these I can go through time type movies and stuff, you're going to come to these like paradoxes and whatnots, right?
Yeah.
So it is interesting how I was a big ass fan of Michael Shannon playing Zod in Man of Steel, and they are so imposing that crew. And yeah, here they're just kind of like fodder. just for them to kind of beat around and get to a certain point and element in the movie that we kind of already knew it would have gone. So overall, we'll cut it right here. One, I think the movie's super entertaining. I think the action is great. I think it looks great, and I do think that the development with Ezra Miller's Barry Allen and the younger Barry Allen and Kara and even Bruce Wayne in this kind of really do develop those characters in a great way, and that's interesting and new to see. Would y'all agree?
Yes.
Yes. Two, I think that if you're me, huge Batman fan, bigger than all of them, right? It's very fun if you are a fan of the 89 Batman, even if you're a fan of like the other ones. Obviously, we see, what's his name? Ben Affleck pop up in this movie. He's great when he's in it. It's very small role, but what he's doing, that's pretty fly too. So the Batman action is great. The Flash action is great. The Kara, Supergirl action, swag too, right? Yeah. Let's see here. What else? That's pretty much it. It's not a dumb movie, but it's a very fun movie, and we definitely think that y'all should check it out. Dolby Digital or IMAX, for sure. So we're going to give it a go. Thumbs up?
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Your homie Jay Greene and the Squadron, we out.
All right.
I know that guy's not.